All right, let's get this started. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm so excited to talk with you about this bundle. It is a year since we did our first bundle the for PaizoCon 2022. Dustin Knight, the I don't know, do we say godfather or uncle of it feels like Infinite getting together the Infinite Possibilities community helped grab us and say, hey, let's pull everybody together to do something big. And we've kind of made it a tradition for these big cons to see what we can get together and just get people excited about showcasing a lot of our different products. So this year we did something, or this con, I should say, we tried to do something a little bit different. All of these titles have never been in a bundle before, so all new. And we made it a little bit cheaper, $20, but still great savings. Couldn't quite get it down to 90%, but granted, 89% off is still pretty great. And I'm really excited to go over these things here. A lot of great variety. We've got things for players, for GMs, and for readers. As the writer of one of the serials going on here, of course, I'm going to talk about my reading audience. But let's jump into this. Let's go. Let's start with 100 knickknacks from Magnamar. This is a Pathfinder thing. Guys, I promise there's Starfinder in here too. That's why I'm going to talk about if it's Pathfinder or Starfinder. This is for Game Masters, 6 pages, world building type stuff put together by Adrian Kenley. I love having neat things for NPCs. It's so easy to just say, here's a few copper here, or here's, I mean, it's not going to be a sword, but here's an item. But these are unique things. And who knows what it will lead to. Characters could latch on to what's that, like egg colored vase? What could that be? And, as much as we have plans, those like just side moments, those almost become so much richer than the things we just sit down with enemies. And you know what? Okay, I gotta say, perfect for the GM caught late at the office and wanting to just more immersion. That has so been me for so much of my life. And I'm sure that's for a lot of us too. I mean, that's why so much of us gravitate towards the APs. It's something that we can do, still have a great game, and when we just can't dig in. Also wanted to note that Adrian is one of our Infinite Masters, so it's always great to see stuff from them. Moving on, Adventures in Jalmaray. Jalmaray, we definitely got a big, big feature update with the Impossible Lands that just last year, gosh, not even a year ago now. This was put together by the Gallant Goblin. They brought together an all Desi design team: Shirag Hasni, Ian Gopal Gould, Shabara Mehta, and they put together 3 new adventures. This is for Game Masters, obviously. They are set in Pradhana. They're called Feeding the Dead, Gabari, and Snakes at the Swayamvra. Sorry about that. So this is a chance to really flesh out another area, not as much space. I mean, it was fun to read about stuff there. Gosh, there's so much more you can do. As much as I think we were so excited. We got Impossible Lands, and there's so much things with like already Guns and Gears and Outlaws of Alkenstar. There was a lot of gravitation towards there, and then there was Bloodlords, so there was gravitation towards Geb. I'm really excited to see more Jalmaray stuff. So thank you that team. Thank you for Gallant Goblin bringing this here. And if that should hopefully be a familiar name, these are also the folks that brought you the Queer Finder, which are wonderful, wonderful in-world magazines. So incidentally, also Infinite Masters as well. Bear Essentials. Take a look at this cute little bear. Oh my god, I almost just want this for the artwork. It's so adorable. This is another thing for Game Masters because it is Monsters, a bear for all occasions. Little ones made of paper, near and dear to my heart. I don't know if people tuning in are familiar with my work. I am the author of the Origami Folder Archetype, so I'm all about those folds. But even like some of these other things, swarms of tiny flame bears, fey bears, spider bears. So this is just so fun to take a look at. How do we want to bring in more bears? And that's just so cute. So I think a must-have if you want to have your bear essentials. Okay, moving right along. Big effing great swords. Oh gosh, when Ukulele showed me that title, I'm like, I really like how you did that. You're gonna get past all the filters. It's perfect. But this is great. Don't lie. You've all thought about swinging these big chunky swords. I don't care if it's Final Fantasy game, if it's anime, if it's these, medieval things, and I'm not as versed in other cultures because I'm a terrible European white person. But we've all thought about wanting to lift up those big honks of metal and do some business with it. This book is what it's for when you want to land that single decisive blow. This has got 7 new weapons in it, a bunch of new feats, and what's fun is it's new traits. So it's not just, this is something coming up. It's how do we support this in a different way, new specializations to go with it. Um, Ukulele did a lot of fun with this. I will admit I got a sneak peek. I did some of the editing support for it. So I really enjoyed actually working on this project with him. This was fun. I'm so glad to see this in here. Definitely take a look. I've actually read this one. It's good. I'm going to have so much reading to do after this bundle. I know it takes a lot of time, Tikal. Having a PaizoCon and a Gen Con bundle is a little rough. Those are close together. The fact that we take a break through the winter helps. So just hold on tight. Just hold on tight. Actually, what I do is I have so many doctor's appointments. I read a lot for those. Okay, maybe not funny, but hey, truth. Um, Hey Flair, good to see you here. Okay, rolling on into Black. This is also Pathfinder. It is for Game Masters because it is an adventure brought to you by PJ Perello and Zach Jennings. Look at that dragon. At first, you're like big, intruding dragon. Like, oh wait, you can actually see this person for scale. Okay, it's still scary, but it suddenly became not as scary because maybe it's a younger dragon here. This supports, it's 5th level adventurers. Um, People are disappearing into the marshes. Will the heroes be the next to disappear? This is nice. It gets your maps. It's some hazards. I'm a big fan of not just having the enemies. We got some hazards going on in there. So I think this is, a fun, way to just kind of grab something and go for one of your sessions. Maybe a couple. It looks like 17 pages could keep you going for a bit. Okay, rolling right along. Class Archetypes Witch Warriors by Dorji Sanjeev. This is obviously for players. More archetypes. Archetypes, I just really feel is a sweet spot for the Infinite community. I don't know if that's what buyers think, but it's, archetypes are such a part of Pathfinder 2E. I wish they could officially be made core, but whatever. If 90% of GMs are doing it, that is the way it is. It is the way to give your character a little bit more oomph, pizzazz, what else they want to do. And this is great, okay, yes. It's a class archetype though, Helen, but still, it gives you a little different way to spin on your class with these different themes. I love it. How do I just take this theme and apply it to these different classes? So we got stuff for rangers, maguses, summoners, and druids. How do I take this idea and bring it to them? And we gotta say, hey, this is Foundry integration. My fellow people playing online, which, if you're turning into a stream, you are an online native, I'm guessing. Keep an eye out for the ones that support that. I definitely tagged everything that has native Foundry integration. Some of these also have Foundry adjacent products. I might have not tagged all of those. I'm sorry if I did. But, some of these will let you just grab and go, which is really cool. It's just so satisfying to drop it in and say, players, have at it. And Dorji is one of our top prolific authors. I believe maybe our 10th prolific author right now. So this is someone who pumps stuff out. You always got to appreciate that. They're doing good work. They keep doing it again. And now actually we got the flip side. This Conduit class by Uktar Shwar is one of our newer authors, just came out. But, do not let that fool you. This is such an exciting class. I was so jazzed to see this. I would not have expected this is a new work, and I love bringing new people into the Infinite community, just because you never know what you're gonna get. People have so many different takes, and just it's so welcoming to see everything that's coming in. This is fun. Ditch the spellcasting and embrace the accuracy of fighters and gunslingers. Enjoy. Oh man, just you're going at it with this thing. You're bringing in a patron's power. but maybe use it a little bit, or maybe you save it up for those big things going on. And it's not just a one and done. You get 9 different patrons detailed on this. You get 40 feats around this class. And let me tell you, we got this great artwork here. There's some good stuff inside. It's balanced really well. Reads real clean. I am so excited. We got Tickle here in chat. Oh, of course, Mr. Foundry support. I'm sorry, thank you, Mr. I could be wrong. Any creators who want their content in Foundry, I've tried to make it easy to do so. And if you need any help, feel free to bother me on the Discord or Reddit. I love seeing third-party stuff being used by tables, and with so many going online, have a way to use that easily really drops barrier to entry. Yes, so thank you. Yes, we've got the great support here. Thank you for offering that, and you have been a big help. Always there, ready to answer questions. You and Dustin did a great talk about this. I forget how long ago, but gosh, if I was on the ball, I would bring up that video. Stay tuned on this channel. We'll bring it up another time. But if you want to drop the detail about your Discord, that might be great to get people towards. I'm going to keep going with this and make a note maybe to, if you don't pull up the Discord, I'll bring it up later. Great place to learn more. Oh, thank you, man. Wow, that was too. Is that really your Discord name? Wow, how did you get such a great vanity? Or oh, I should work on that. Okay, we're gonna keep pushing and going. Cooking Unleashed. We stole the easy short. Good for you. Why is there no water in my cup? Excuse me, folks. Here we go. Cooking Unleashed with, I'm going to go out on a limb and say our favorite kobold on the cover, or at least mine, Pure Pin. I love you so much. This is another Pathfinder item. Pathfinder release that is focusing on items from Connor Burkheiser. Another Infinite Master, more recent to it, but oh gosh, triple threat on this. It feels like this is his own artwork writer and has picked this up all so fast. Made sure to come in here with Path Builder and Foundry support for these built in. Man, everybody loves food. It brings us together. I'm a fiction writer on the side, and there's a big deal about food porn. I have infamously, one of my books made it a point to only mention one type of food throughout it. I felt pretty good about the challenge. It was probably very stupid for the book. But yeah, you gotta love it. He introduces a new archetype, the chef, and a research field for the alchemist here. And what's really nice in the back is a curated list of all alchemist foods. I think he said he's going to try to keep that up to date. For that alone, for the price you're getting it for the bundle, like less than 50 cents, if you don't use anything else, that'll just be so convenient. Yeah, let's move it along. Oh, hey, Brian, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, we love kobolds. Oh, Flair, yeah, it is a good one. Thanks for agreeing. I'm going to drink this water I just poured. I told you there was Starfinder, folks. You can just tell from the colors here, right? I love, Pathfinder, Starfinder have different branding. I love purple. Maybe it's a trope, but, we got a purple blue. It's got some calm. It's not just these, space harshness. There's kind of a softness to it. I like it. I like what they went to with the branding. What can I say? But Deep Space Adventures, we got some really cool stuff from Forest Martin. 18 new spells ready to go. Pump up your emissaries, your mystics, your technomancers, witch warpers, including starship spells. I'm going to admit I'm not as familiar with what all the spells are doing there, but it looks like you got a whole loadout of a lot of stuff on those pages. So definitely pick these up if you are working on Magic People in Starfinder. Okay, Draconic character options. Folks, the eye is mesmerizing. I almost brought in the old cover so that you would not be all taken in by this eye, because we need to look away. We can't just keep staring at the screen, right? Okay. So this is obviously another Pathfinder supplement. This is character options brought to you by Vest of Holding. I say grab this for your full draconic makeover. It gets you have backgrounds, you have class options, and you are learning how to expand dragon form. Gosh, oh shoot, Vest, you said how many pages just for that expanded dragon form spell? And more riding drake options. You can do all sorts of fun. Really, it's like when I looked at this, different options for alchemist, barbarian, artist uncapitalized, magus, sorcerer, summoner, witch. It's all over the boat. Anything you need to really just bring more into your dragons. Um, it's fun working on these. I'm trying to like give a quick characterization. Is this for classes? Is this for archetypes? Is this for items? And I love that it's hard to kind of pin some of these because it's not just about what it is for a character. It's around themes. It's about dragons. What about dragons? I could do everything about dragons for a character. And it's fun these things that cross cut. So you really get different optics on all these. So it's very exciting. Yes, I'm sorry. I did a typo. I really thought Bard. I thought about sending this out in advance, but once I got this done, I'm like, I'll cry if I have to look at it again. Um, Nothing like running up to the deadline. We all love it, folks. We're all excited. Hype. Speaking of hype, Dread Champions, Tenets of Death. Um, Folks, this one's not quite alignment based. Charlie, you were a trendsetter. I'm looking at you, remaster, and not quite alignment based. Okay, I'm gonna be silly and admit I look at this cover, and when you look at it from afar, I just see a dude on those oversized bikes. I know that's not it, but that's the vibe I get from this cover, and I love it and just adore it. But what is this really? It's a Pathfinder supplement. It's character things for your champion. Divine death be upon us, and you wish to arm yourself, so be it. New champion options for the Arbiter, the Keeper, and the Harvester. Plenty of feats to build this thing out, including Foundry support. Lots of good stuff here. Again, not quite about the alignment, so hopefully in a few hours, maybe we'll learn a bit more about it. Okay, I'm going to pause here for a second. And I didn't, okay, and I didn't read the article about the new dwarves, edicts, tenants. I just was too tired working this. But I'm really excited about the idea of I can be a champion of a thing that isn't just, maybe not just a god, or around alignment. I can be of an entity or a feeling or a concept. So I'm really excited. Maybe I'm overemphasizing, maybe I'm overthinking what it's going to be, but I'm excited. So, and the Dread Champion, like it was ahead of its time as far as I'm concerned. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm 90% sure it's ahead of its time. I don't think I'm wrong. But let's talk about something else I think we're going to get teased out during Saturdays when we talk about wild stuff. Everything Archetypes Wilderness, Tevis Woods. Thank you for giving us our taste a little earlier before we could get a rage of elements coming up at Gen Con, I believe. This also has Pathfinder and Path Builder and Foundry support. Hey, let's expand on those wilderness archetypes. Gosh, when you say like building on 7 of them, like there's 7 wilderness ones. Gosh, yeah, there's more than I think, which makes sense. Primal's a big thing, and including also the new Tree Speaker dedication. There's 130 feats overall. I mean, we'd imagine that with 32 pages. There's a lot of great stuff here. Tevis also wrote the highly popular Everything Shields. One of the few shield books, which are interesting. Shields, the mechanics are there for it, just you don't see as much shield use because you need some cool shields. So here comes Tevis filling in some great gaps. And as much as we are getting close to Rage of Elements, I have a sense that this is still going to hold up. So definitely grab this, keep your taste going. I think you're going to enjoy this. Okay, Expanded Blood Ragers. Pathfinders character options brought to you by Margarita Tramatorano. Let's see. I 100% put together a champion of laziness at one point. I would love to see that. So, Kaltoas. Is that on Infinite and I missed it? Or is that, I'm sorry, on drive-through? I feel like that might be more of a drive-through. I would love to see it. If it's on PF2E Creations, please send me that link here or elsewhere. Gosh, am I just Paper Ninja or I'm a Paper Ninja on Discord? Well, You know what? Hit me. Okay, well, whenever you're ready, I love it. Because I feel like that would be very appropriate for people and characters some point. Yeah, good call. We feel that. We need that sometimes. You know, we deserve to be lazy after all the stuff we put up with as gamers sometimes. I think we've earned it. Oh, hey, Jam. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Okay, okay. One more water sip. And we continue. Actually, we're doing pretty good. Better than I thought. So maybe we can babble a little bit afterwards. Expanded Blood Ragers. Oh, I did start to go through this. It's inject more rage in your blood. Okay, maybe a little obvious. But, you know, we got some bloodlines, we got some archetypes, blood rage powers. You know, kind of what you're expecting from the title here, but also you get some new weapon qualities here. Just everything you can take to bring in these concepts. We didn't see as much of this come into 2E, so it's nice to just feel these concepts that, you know, Paizo didn't get a chance to build on, and, well, we got to build it as fans, so I think this will be fun. Also, if I've seen this dude a few times, it's good to see him coming back, you know? Yeah, let him flow. Hey, I think I saw Brian in the chat. You wanna speak up on this one? Too bad I can't get the chat mic on absolutely no notice. No chat mic on absolutely no notice? Okay. Not how it works. Ink Finder 2, Mark of the Harrow. This is for player options. It's brought to you by W. Brian Lane. It has Foundry support. Brian is one of our infant masters and one of our most prolific authors as well. Probably partially because he just keeps pumping out these tattoos as well as some adventures. This one was interesting. Magical tattoos for each Harrow card. Harrow card is like a tarot deck. There are 54. So you got a bunch of those, and he has a way to do a Harrow reading to create unique tattoos. I'm actually playing in a game with Brian. It is Team Plus plays New Orcs on the block, so let's see how many ways we can just use our infinite materials to have fun. And that was kind of a blast how he drew all of our characters to had a reason to do a reading and get some new magical tattoos that fit the thing. So this was really fun. I really wish it came with a soundbite of Brian reading for you. Maybe we can set up some MP3s to have his cackle for a fake reading. Um, but this was good, and it has other. You know, it's not just the tattoos. We got class options for Bard. Okay, this time I just did all lowercase, so none of these accidentally going. I'm getting there. Oh, I didn't write it down. Oh, I forgot the carriage. It ran off the page. Yes. Thank you, Brian, for reminding me. It ran off the page. I had so much to say about you. There are some ties to Stolen Fate as well. This is very cool. This is why this was actually an Infinite Masters title, because it was tying in with the AP. Can't believe there's still some people keeping their Pathfinder Finite in 2023. Who's got time for Finite? Shoot, what was I going to say? Okay, yeah. New class options for Bards, Champions, Clerics, Druids, Oracles, Psychics, Rogues, Sorcerer, Summoner, Oh, darn it, I had Sorcerer's capitalized. Oh, well. There's a lot. Brian did a lot of great stuff here. Definitely check it out. And when we're past the bundle o'clock season, I'd say actually, no, that's right. Brian, you have a bundle for all of your ink finders, don't you, as well? I dropped a bundle link at the very beginning, but I can pull it up again since we're talking about it. I mean, buy this bundle, I'd say first, but the link isn't live, unfortunately. But here you go. There is there's the ink finder link while we're waiting. Okay, so moving on. The Kanagi class put together for Kanakruku. This is another one I definitely had a pleasure of looking at. I was so excited. Just another way to pull things in. You are a conduit for your deity's power. Using heirlooms to channel divine powers. I was working on some thaumaturge stuff at the same time to implement, so that's why me and Kana were starting to talk about. But it's way more than that. Like, think about, you know, I mean, I was talking about from kind of like a shrine maiden or something like that. You know, could be different genders, but just that idea of connection like that. It's so neat, you know, and we're going into the Tianzia materials soon. 2024. Are we doing it late 2023? Well, we're going to hear about that, the timelines, definitely, if we don't have them memorized. Okay, Helen, when you do a rundown, put down the timelines. Mention that for next time. Okay, this is exciting. There are Pathfinder and Path Builder options. They are not part of this, but they are also available to purchase elsewhere. So this is really cool stuff. Check it out. Give Kana some love. It's so cool. Also, there might be some origami pictures in this that was folded by someone who likes full origami. Quick water break. Okay, Karzug, a fluke of fate. We got some fiction here, folks. I love it. Sol Nova put together a novella, not just even a little bit. Can the Rune Lord of Greed start over from scratch and reclaim his sinful throne in Xian Shalast? Or will he turn a new leaf and write a new destiny for himself? This is so cool. It looks like it's set during the rise of the events in New Thassalon. It's obviously um, drawing on things from Rise of the Rune Lords, Return of the Rune Lords. I feel a little sad. Like, I keep going back and forth if I'm going to read this, because it's like, am I going to play those? Am I going to not? But I got this. It's, I'd say on the shelf, but it's digital. But I got it. I'm ready to go for when the time's right. It looks so exciting. I'm so glad to see more fiction coming into this community. There are so many stories we can tell, because the wonderful thing about Infinite is we are in Galorion. I mean, there's a lot of fun to just using this space to, um, you know, we could do non-Galorian things in the space, and it's good community, but it's, why not use what it's there? It's so fun. I love the lore. Oh, hey, you're here in chat. Oh, you're welcome. Like I said, I'm sorry I'm kind of saving it just in case I play it, but I'm still excited. This guy, I want to see what this dude does. So, give a give Soul Nova some love here. If you've already played it, or if you're not so worried, yeah, more fiction. Let's do it. More Galorian fiction. That's just so rich. Okay, and let's go on. The Kasatha. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it. This is a conversion, so this is also another really neat thing about the infinite space. Not everything made it over between editions, and that makes sense. Not everything is gonna make it over. Not everything Paizo's gonna work on, but hey, we like something, we work on it, we pull it over. That's great. Look at this dude with his forearms, and he's walking around with this thing. Also, from what I understand, this also has Starfinder origins too, not even just the Pathfinder 1. So I'm really excited what Sam Stryker is doing here. He also had a... Shoot, I'm blanking on the other conversion. I'm so sorry, Sam. You did another conversion that just hit copper recently, so congrats on that. So I'm really happy to see you putting out another one and continuing the journey. The Kasasa is a survivor traveling unforgiven landscape, so I can see the connections on both sides of the more I say current because I'm in Pathfinder Galorian, I'm sorry, and the more futurescape of the Starfinder thing. You will find 30 ancestry feats, 5 heritages, the new weapons that might, be more usable for our many-handed person, and some info about Talvet, the storyteller deity. And that's nice when we flesh out some of these deities more. It's so hard to get everybody involved. I would expect it, so it's like, hey, take these times when it's somebody connected to just tell us a bit more about them. It'd be great. I mean, oh gosh, how do you... Oh man, that would be such a labor of love. Take every product that just expanded a deity and make our own, the deities of infinite, and just keep it up to date. Oh my god, that'd be so hard, but it'd be fun. And how can we forget our lovely Leshy Saloon girl Stockart? Vic Sullivan included this in the bundle. It was very nice to allow us to also use it as the imagery. She's adorable. I could just end it with there. But really, ready to brighten up any Alkenstar or Western themed materials, which there's some work being done on. I'm selfish. I'm thinking about doing some Alkenstar fiction on some of the stuff I've been working on. So I've been staring at this Leshy girl for months. So talking about using this for the bundle, I considered using a Leshy one for TPK, because there's a thought, we used goblins for the first one, because obviously Paizo goblins. And then it was kobolds, because it felt like there was a kobold vibe for coming out of Pathfinder 2e. But then it was thinking Leshy next. Like there was also like kobolds and leshies for 2e. But orc, once the open RPG creative license, it had to be orc. So it's time to come back to the leshy. And she's adorable. No, if you fight me on that, bro, if you don't think so. So say in the comments, because this will eventually be a YouTube video. So you're in the comments. What would you name this adorable leshy? Okay, moving on. And to be clear, this is stock art that you can use for your Infinite products. It's not just here to brighten your day, even though she does, but this is stock art. So Infinite creators, we need to find art for our things. There are ways that there's art that Paizo makes available under creative content, but we also use a lot of art from each other. So I hope we see this lovely little Leshy and more things coming up. Non-animal companions. This one is another player options companions, obviously, by Nicola Ninkvik. This has 30 non-animal companions. Taking a look at here, it includes some things. I'm so blurry. Oh, what? Is it not coming out on the screen well? Maybe I got too small a picture. I'm sorry if I did. I don't know. I do try to capture them at the highest res that I can, but maybe I didn't. I mean, it's going to be this for now, but I'll double check it for future newsletters. Just follow up with me. I'm sorry about that. Okay. So, there we go. It includes things like the dragon wormling, a gelatinous cube companion. Gosh, we would have the cleanest not house, like adventuring camp. I kind of would almost like it for that, because that's why you take prestidigitation. Giant spider, imps, hydra, snapping flytrap. Guys, why is the fauna so dangerous in Pathfinder 2e? Purplish wormling. I was looking at that and I'm like, okay, is that like the magenta? Is that the violet? But yeah, I get it. I'm just kind of funny. But you know what? The way you really kind of understand this is release the Owl Club. Take a look at this. Rip and tear. A press action. The Owl Club mauls a creature within its reach, making talon strikes against it until a strike fails, or the target falls unconscious, whichever comes first. Apply multiple attack penalty to each strike as normal. So, these are the type of things you're going to find within this book. So, this is fun. It's good to just get beyond kind of some of your traditional stuff. And it's nice to see more companions. And oh gosh, I gotta admit, like, when I got started, I did not understand the companion rules well. And you know what? You know what's the best way to understand rule? Playing it, Helen! Okay, yeah, well, let's be real. Forever GM, I don't get to play in a lot of games. And honestly, Brian running new orcs on the block for us is kind of a promo thing, so I love it, but yeah, I wouldn't have gotten to that normally. But the second best thing is to write stuff for it. So when I had the chance to write the Fleshforged Tamer, I'm like, I get to learn all about companions and in and outs, because I made some really weird companions. So I need the non-animal companions, and I need the Fleshforge, and we're going to do some really funky things. Yep, it's good. Actually, check out the Impossible Plus bundle if you want to get that too. It's impossible because the rules are in 100. Yeah, that doesn't help as well. The fact that the companion stuff is the rules are in different places. I think even when I have the books, it wasn't working as well. But I am looking forward to it, apparently, as we're coming into Core. And the remaster that the physical books are getting some layout changes, so hopefully we're going to learn more about it later today. Gosh, that later today keeps coming up faster than I think. I think that's worthy of a water sip. Honestly, actually, can you guys see what I'm sipping out of? I keep forgetting. Unicorn Project. I'll talk about that on my private channel sometime, if anybody cares. Actually, does anybody know about the Unicorn Project? Drop me a message in the chat. It's not gaming related. Okay, let us continue. NPC Index Undead Templates. This is Pathfinder material. This is for Game Masters. It's obviously NPC related. from Jamie Trollope. He is, I'm so bad. I call him Jam Troll because that's what I saw him there, and I have a friend named Jam too. Not that Jam's not my friend, but it just rolls off so well. And this is from the popular NPC Index line, one of the most, arguably one of the most popular items on Infinite. You see it in the top 10 a lot, and also Infinite Master as well. So you're going to see a lot from Jamie. It's really, really cool to see this come into the bundle here. This one actually includes Foundry, and I'm told that the templates apply in a few clicks. I don't enjoy Undead as much, but Helen, aren't you playing Necromancer? Yes. Didn't you write the on Mausoleum? Yes. Then why don't you want to play Undead? I'm like, well, I'm using enough Undead now. It's kind of creepy. You're weird, Helen. Oh, well. But still, this is really exciting for those who haven't saturated on Undead. There are 20 new templates. You can apply them on anything from NPC Index, which is what Jamie's worked on, or on the Paizo Bestiaries. There's 10 pre-made examples. I want to see that zombie owlbear. Jamie, you're in the chat. I haven't seen it yet, but are you triggering any bundles of your stuff for this as well? Or do you just kind of have the perma bundles for all your index stuff? Whatever are you doing, feel free to drop a link. I think everybody else can drop links in the chat. I don't think I suppressed it. If I did, hit me up separately and I'll drop it in. I just didn't see it before the chat. The show. There's a show. Chatting happens around a show. Okay, now this is where I derail the whole show. Hold on a sec. More owl bears! Oh gosh, are we losing owl bears in the remaster? That's what I'm afraid of. So what is going to replace the owl bear? It's just so iconic and being so silly, and you love it. But speaking of the remaster, what's the point of the remaster? I mean, we don't know for sure, but we suspect. I have the perma bundle for the index stuff, but I'm going to drop a big discount on all index lines once I finish the work. When I finish work and get onto it. Okay. So not here, but you heard it here, folks. Let's let Jamie finish his work day. But we're really happy to have him here. So never mind. Let him finish later. The bear owl. You know what? I've heard some people say that. I've heard that joke, I think, 8 years ago, but I still love it. The bear owl. Actually, remastered Hoot Grizz. What is it? Banjo Kazooie. Bird and Bear. If they could do it, maybe it's not as copyrighted as I think. Okay. Let's get not as distracted. Orcs strong together. This definitely need to pick up that Anakin. My players will flip. Yep. I hope so. I hope they flip and get eaten by Gelatinous Cube. Ah! Story time, folks. Oh shoot, I forgot the date. Was it January 15th? Helen, it's your own product and you forgot the date. Sometime in early January, Wizards flipped their shit. There we go. And Paizo was swag and said, okay. Well, you're messing up the OGL, so we are going to create the open RPG creative license. So a bunch of us, gosh, I'm not even sure it was the next morning. A bunch of us got together and said, we want to do something about the orc. And not just about the orc and celebrating orcs, but the power of community. As much as I'd like to think the RPG companies would have done something, I think it was everybody rising up about how this was. Because it was the creators that was getting impacted a lot, but it was the players who also rose up about how the impacts of this. I was surprised people who didn't understand things were IMing me about this, DMing. I'm like, I don't understand the gaming, but this doesn't sound right. So we wanted to celebrate orc and community. So that is Orc Strong Together. This is brought to you by a team of 8 awesome awesome authors and 2 terrific artists. Archon, Avery Ray, Chris Handforth, Helen Savor, John Holmes, Kenna Kroko, Sasha Lorana Harving, and W. Brian Lane. And I copy and pasted just the authors into this shoot. That also includes Connor Burkheiser as an artist and Micah Draws as an artist. I will have to correct these. This includes a lot of stuff in these 24 pages. We just grabbed and we went and it was awesome. There are class options for champions with the Tenets of Law. Gunslingers include the Way of the Barn Burner. Oracles has some really cool mysteries. Sorcerers, in addition to an orc bloodline, which you would expect from our own bloodlines expert, the parlor poet John Holmes, has the Vigilant bloodline, which, let's just say the golems gotcha. And some summoners, which include the Phantom Revolutionary. This is great stuff. Scar tattoos with some aftermath concerns brought to us by Brian Lane, where we saw was doing our tattoo artist there. We have some lovely materials on Acer culture, and we see some more writing Drake's information. We wanted to go into not just options, but like really go into just orcs being more than, they were already coming from, D&D to 1E to 2E. These are playable races, ancestries, characters. It's not just about a bloodlust thing. We already saw that in the lore, but let's bring them all the way. I mean, look at this dapper guy up front, and I just love our I am blanking on her name. She has a name. But our it's bartender, but I keep saying I want to say she's a coffee shop owner. You wrote the thing. I'm like, I know, but people are gonna expect bartender instead. Um this book inspired Ingvar? I didn't know that. I thought you were just working in parallel, Brian. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so nice. But last but not least, beware the ampersand dragon. Okay, so this really was a labor of love for this team. We jumped in, we did some fun stuff, and we really hope everyone enjoyed it and remembers the power of community and the power of the orc. Okay, so I grandstanded a lot on me and my team's work, so I'll move on, but I think it deserved a highlight. So go orcs. Continuing, Sion Prestige class. This one for Pathfinder 1E. Oh, Helen, you haven't been saying 2E for the rest of them. It really is predominantly 2E in this thing. That's why I'm just going to note this one here. Because it is prestige class. Ooh, Estrige class. Oh, gosh, typo. I don't want to fix my typos. I worked on this so long. So close, so close. Okay, that's at least... Actually, that's worse than the capitalization before. This is brought to you by Matt Daly. Invoke the power of the ancients. So, this is bringing in connections to, I don't know if this is your histories or other people's histories, lots of 20 different cultures to choose from, and taking that devotion and embedding that into your different combat styles. Um, you know, anybody can fight, but letting this influence how you're going at it, I just thought that was really neat. And then it's not just, I mean, we see this marshal up front. I don't know if that's a big fucking great sword. I don't know if he went and he picked up Ukulele's work or, Tevis's big shield work. Maybe, maybe not. But it's not just about marshals. It's looking at it. Spellcasters is a skillful character. So if you're in the 1E camp, I would definitely take a look at this. I think this has got some neat stuff. Oh, I see, Brian. Cool. Okay, the shifter conversion. It's nice. Again, I'm loving seeing these conversions. And gosh, I was thinking about shifters until I saw the Rage of Elements. I'm like, are they going to do this? But thank you. Arturo brought this out quite a while ago, and I'm really happy to see it in here. The power of the animal kingdom in your hands or in your paws. Yeah, it's the full class options to be whatever animal you want. 15 pages, so many feats. You're just gonna grab and go, and it's fun. Actually, and I didn't write this on here, and I should have. I love that artwork. You would really expect it to just be so many different animal forms, but there's something very evocative about just this reaching up to the sky, and it's probably a moon, but that could be like orbs or power or anything, and making it clear that's not a normal hand. That's 4 fingers, and I don't think it's an AI hand. They never get the hands right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make a joke. Well, it's a joke about AIR. I do not believe this is AIR. It shouldn't be AIR. But I'm just saying the comment about that is an animalistic hand. There's something changed about this person. So I really enjoy this. So, Spell Tricksters of the Dark Archives. This is brought to Dustin Knight, Papa Fox himself, or maybe Grandpop or Uncle Pop, I don't know. The person that really brought together so much of the Pathfinder Infinite community, the Infinite Possibilities community. Um, this was so great to see him bring this together. Dark Archive. Oh, I remember him like, I need this art. This is the perfect art for this. Spell Tricksters. If you are doing spell tricks and not picking up his line of expanding on those, I don't know how you do spell tricks. There just isn't enough. In this one, he brings in 37 more feats. He's actually done several other books on this. Temporal spell tricks, really changing when those go off or not. If you think about them, like, oh, delayed or started early. He also introduces these concept of etheric short tricks and some higher level ones, because everything's starting off in the early levels. And again, we are getting towards these, like, the brilliance of introducing the infinite space. Pathfinder can start, the Paizo can start a lot of things out, get folks going, and then we can come fill in these gaps. Well, should the company do it? Like, I want them creating new content. There's so much content to do. So let us come in and do this. Although in Dustin's case, Dustin now works for Paizo. He's on their Starfinder line, so really happy to see him expanding that space. So that's great. Granted, I do miss some of the stuff here. Always gonna say that, but yeah, always going. In addition to that, he is an infinite master. He brought great stuff here, and I don't know, just community wouldn't be the same without him. But this is a great thing, community building or not aside. If you are a spellcaster, consider spell tricks to change your spells, and definitely pick this one up. Hey, folks! Speaking of Dustin being on Starfinder, here's a Starfinder book. I told you they exist. Man, and look at this Riput or alien. I love it. Go that way, doing this way. Um, 31 pages. These are character options written by Jeremy Korf. Harness the power of the planes. Like, oh, this is planes, different planes going on. But planar things are more of this. Aren't we talking about Rage of the Elements in the planes? But this is Starfinder. I I am so glad that Starfinder is not just sci-fi tech in space, that we still have these magical and fantasy concepts. I love it. But in here again, it's cross-cutting. I have to say character options because it's not just like a man. It's new playable species. It's different class paths. And it's across different things. Your Mystics, your Show Slayer. It's got everything. So we got 10 pages of new feats and 6 new augmentations, and it's all within the 31 pages of stuff. So I really think you're going to enjoy this if you want to really tap into the power of the harness. Okay, they said harness the power of the planes. I don't know. Harness. Ooh, I shouldn't say tap anymore. But yeah, awesome stuff here. Check it out if you're a Starfinder player. Okay, water break. Sorry, I'm like saying it out loud, but last interview got a little dicey, so I'm gonna make a point to drink that water. I need to put the water hydration button here, except instead of every hour, every 10 minutes. Hydrate, folks. Be my friend. Tasks and Deeds 3, The Treasured Hunt. Brought to you by Simon Hunter. Oh, shoot, did he drop? I think he dropped Tasks and Deeds 6 just before this. I'm like, man, gotta give me time for these things. But this is 3, so take a look at these. A battle within an already raided treasure vault. And I think it might be Velashness, the home of our favorite kobold, or I don't know, a big dragon with a scary treasure vault. But I more think about it as, Pure Pin's place. This is designed for 4 6 level players. But what's really cool about the series that Simon's been doing is that they are made for flip maps. So if you are a person that is the subscription for getting all the maps, and usually you're getting those maps, and you're fitting campaigns around them. But if you're not sure what to do, you pick up one of these tasks and deeds that just go with the maps, and it's built a little adventure, a little campaign around them. That would have been smart if I said what map was in here. You can take a look at the description to grab that. Sorry, I forgot about that. But this whole line, it's a really neat idea that Simon's been working on. I love it. He just released, like I said, even 6 today. I think it's Chilaxian Inquisition, which is great because we've got, I think, 6 Inquisitors on Infinite. So we can have a whole good time with all that. Check out this. Get started with Simon's work. Give him some love. Guys, let's get excited and hyped. This, The Man the Crow Follows, it's for Pathfinder. It's not for game masters. It's not for players. It's for readers. It's fiction. Oh man, I love seeing more of this stuff. Again, we are in Galorion. We're doing some stuff around Taldor, which is all about the drama. I'm never sure I got the exact analog right for where it is in the Mediterranean. Part of me wants to say Italy because I always think with their city states they're messing each other up. Some people have said other spaces. I believe it. It's definitely Mediterranean drama in there. But there's so much ripe for stuff. But in this case, three separate paths cross in this tale of rural superstition. The first of many featuring the characters of the Grey Earl and Lord Caspian Fauntleroy on their adventures. 17 pages. You're getting started with something. Definitely check it out. It's going to be fun. It's dropped in here. Just enjoy this. From Nicholas Potter, which actually we'll see is featured in another product coming up in here. But this one, Under Lock and Key, delving deeper into the vault, brought to you by Kevin Glusing, an Infinite Master and another one of our top prolific authors on Pathfinder Infinite. This is all about actually relics, 89 new relic gifts, but also expanding on the concept of relics. This takes an idea of convergences. Things kind of go up as you level, but kind of combine some of the different things. And if you want to understand this better before you go for it, he's really nice and actually puts the convergence guidelines into the sample. Now, granted, you're just going to get the bundle because it's $20 and get it all anyways, but still, if you want to take a look, that was very nice of him. And what's cool is now that he's put together this convergence thing, he's got ancestry-focused convergences. So if you're awesome in your ancestry, you got this relic that's kind of leveling up with you and doing this stuff. The just the flavor is so good. I'm loving it. So, Kevin, another great outing with this. Thank you so much for everything you bring to the Infinite community with what you're working on. It's so nice. Okay, The Wounded Woman, which is episode 3 of Vellum in Lace. Again, this is for readers, and this is fiction brought to you, co-authored by Vanessa Hoskins and Helen Savor. Two sisters, one city, no wisdom. Within this story, it's not just a story, but it's fleshing out the wise quarter of Absalon with new and old NPCs and locations. I was a little very happy surprise in one of the remaster post streams. Somebody actually asked, "Is there going to be more Paizo fiction to learn about things, or are we going to rely on Vellum and Lace?" I'm like, oh gosh, we got to get back to the series. Season 1 is completed. It has 8 episodes and kind of an episode 0. So the plan is actually to release at least one in each of these bundles, or you could just buy the whole of season 1. Yeah, so if you notice, it says Helen Savor. I am Helen Savor. So I co-authored this with Vanessa, and she's not listening right now, I'm sure. But still, I gotta say thank you to Vanessa. She gave me the push to jump into Infinite and take this leap and go right away. Because when I heard about it, I'm like, that sounds neat. Oh gosh, I'm not in a good place in time. Maybe I'll try it later. And she takes me aside. She's like, well, I won't say the exact words, but Helen, let's try to write this. Let's go. And she made sure we were like one of the first in. We hit that date. We got our intro. We worked with Sheppy for this wonderful, wonderful cover art. And writing for Lonnie Angelica has literally changed my life. That's not the point of the stream, but it really has. And it's a great story too. I'm not just waxing this. It's so fun just playing these two, oh gosh, silly sisters running around and the shenanigans and troubles they get in and how they try to get out of it. And even like I loved coming up with the NPCs for this, and it's like I love writing about them. And then every episode I come up with a new NPC. I'm like, oh, you're my new favorite. Oh, you're my new favorite. So I really hope someday I actually can afford a custom art and put together the NPC guide of Vellum and Lace for some of these new folks because it's hilarious. We're building up the learned guard quite a bit because they're running into the police and they're having issues with that. But let's move on to get to some more player options. The Vault of the Vitruvius. This is another major collaboration. This is Pathfinder. It's for players in 18 pages. Authors Joseph Vargas, Joshua Imperfect Birdsong, pretty infamous on the Pathfinder 2e creation side, I think he wrote a new feat for a day a year. He has put together a wonderful Kickstarter. It funded, and it's, gosh, I think one of the rounds of playtesting is happening right now. Um, and yeah, that's coming together. Uh, J.L. Collins, Aaron Brandon, Jamie Trobe, John Holmes, and Nicholas Potter. So the bundle should show up in the store soon. Yes, actually, I'm really hoping I can trigger this before the end of the stream. Ideally, I will do a sanity check right at the end if you guys hold on. If not, I will make sure it will start right at the it will start during the keynote at the latest. If you want, you can sign up. I can give you a note from the mail list. But at this point, we're so close to keynote, I would just take a look for it on the Infinite Store. Or you know what? Actually, I will drop the link. It just won't be active. But I'm really hoping I can make it active before the end. I mentioned earlier that I'm still missing one. I would love for it to be in there. Okay, thank you. I'm so happy you want to pick it up. Me too. Me too. Don't you? I was like, yeah, I need to pick it up too. I just curated this whole thing, but I want it. So Vault of the Vitruvius. Velashniaz, you ain't the only vault in town. Take a look at this dragon. 60 plus items guarded by this one too. We got Grimoires, Spellhearts, staves, talismans, wands, weapons, worn items. Okay, a lot of stuff. I'm excited about the new precious metals. Maybe I'm a material person. You might learn about that if you look at some of my other products or just some of my other writing. I'm into it. But you just don't see that. We got the sky metals. Not as much is done with it, but gosh, check it out. It's fun stuff. And seeing it here, it's a little bit more price point. You can kind of get into it in character. And also, do not miss those new weapon traits. Guys, we can do some fun stuff with our weapons. I mean, as much as it's bash bash or no, yeah, bash bash. You don't want to do that third bash. Third bash never goes well. But there's some good stuff in here. Yes, Parlor Poet John was one of the authors on this. Well, it was fun. I got the pleasure of editing this, so I saw all you guys stuff before this went over for the metaphorical print. So this is great. We're almost at the end, folks. I'm still taking another sip of water. I didn't do it in an hour. I'm gonna be close. I'm gonna be close. I waxed too poetic on Orc, I think. Okay, the Vaulted Weapon Masters, another collaboration for Pathfinder players, 28 pages. These are archetypes brought to you from Eldritch Osiris Games, the first gaming writers co-op. This isn't their full team, but this involves Dylan Wokek, Marcelin Miller, Braden Menke, and Matthew Fu. This has some Infinite Masters on it, and also some of our more prolific folks, including Dylan. Marcelin and Braden, I think, are on those lists, or at least climbing up the list of prolific. But EOG is a huge, big contributor in the Infinite community, and they've been branching out into drive-through and other things as well. This is love prowling weapons. Yeah, bring it. They got a chance to do something that I just really wanted to the minute I saw Treasure Vault. Weapon archetypes. They're not dedications, folks. And I'm not okay. Sorry, I say that I'm not trying to cheese the rules, but the idea is like you are growing up with your item, but why not with your weapon? Oh, it's Discord assuming it's the things I got. Okay, thank you, Brian. But there was a chance it was a text. I need to figure out a way to make my phone differentiate between text and Discord, because yeah, they're different. But this is so cool, and they do it for different groups here. And you're looking along here. There's a unique item for each different groups. But they also included, the fishing rod. Because oh god, all Zelda games have a fishing quest, and a lot of other ones do. I don't know the number of hours on Tales of Arise that were spent fishing. So it's kind of really neat to see it in here. So this is definitely worth a look. There's some fun stuff in here. Great author team from EOG Writers Co-op. So fun stuff. Oh, we're so close, folks. A cast iron pan. Oh yeah, man. I wonder if we can convince Connor to put that in Cooking Unleashed. Connor, are you in here? It's early in the day. I don't know, whatever. Warlords of Galarion. This is also player options. Pathfinder, 21 pages. This is a class. Oh, are you seriously just arrived, or you just heard what I said? Cast Iron Pan archetype for whenever if you revise Cookie Unleashed. Good for you, man. I have a built-in alarm clock called my kid, so I never sleep late. I guess that'll happen in 10 years. That'll change. But yeah, if you just heard that, I'll say it one more time to just let it sink in. Um, Endrid Wintersbane has made the awesome suggestion of we need an item archetype for the cast iron pan. Makes me think of spellcasting pods. Even better! Okay, we got this, folks. I forget, these are brainstorming sessions too. This is us just talking. Isn't it fun? This is why I actually love to sometimes spin up Twitch when I'm working and just talk. This is obviously the Infinite Reviews channel. I will not just do that here. But sometimes I spin up my own chat. I think it's I'm a Paper Ninja to just chat through stuff. It's fun. But focus, focus. We're so close through this, and then I get to double check to see if my bundle's done. Warlords of Galarian. This is brought to you by Archon. Archon, he is one of the earliest Infinite authors. Swear, it's like we didn't know who was on the starting lines because we were all virtual. But if it was physical, I think I would have looked over and been like, "Oh, hi, Archon," or "Hi, person. Your name is Archon. I am Helen." He is also an Infinite math master, and he is climbing up the most prolific list. I think he got 10 or 11 releases out now. Archon, I love it. The Warlord. Warlord is let's right up the other picture. Warlord inspires their allies, leading from the front lines. I was really glad to see the martial archetype, but I want a little bit more. There were very few things I enjoyed about fourth edition. Trust me, I was so glad when Pathfinder came out. But their kind of martial type was great. So I'm looking forward to trying out this class. I'm only a player in like 1.25 games, so I don't know when. But this is definitely a very very high possibility. There are 4 class paths, 77 class feats, and what's really nice about this one actually includes a short story. So I'm looking forward to taking a look at some fiction in there. What's this is interesting. This actually got an infinite and a drive-through release, and I love the artwork. So I kind of cheated and I put this. I put the little dude over here. Take a look at that lizard. He's just rocking it. I play a dragon. My one thing, it's like I wish he looked as cool as that guy. You know, that's awesome. So thank you, Archon, for bringing this one into here and always bringing your A game with your products. Okay, folks, last and certainly not least. Oh man, still water sip. The Waypoint Kennel, a Waypoint Branches Buyer's Guide. This is by Eleanor Ruth Smith. It expands on the Waypoint Ranch from Rune Lord's AP and built on Foxglove Manor. It has 20 new items, 4 new dog breeds. Sorry, I just started reading instead of talking about this. I'm so bad. This is really cool about the idea of it's like you're approaching this place and it's like, here, take a look at our guide of how you interact with us. So at first I'm like, I thought it's about the breeds. I'm like, oh no, this is how you set up your dogs and your animals and how you take care of them. I'm like, oh, that's actually really cool and that's neat. And really brings you in. So if you're in that space, I just love these scene setting things. And it's so hard to find these pamphlets for your characters. Oh, it's just so neat. But yeah, it's bringing in, the NPCs to interact with the companions, some of the new breeds, and some items. So this is just, I really feel like this is super cute. Okay, hey folks, we did it. Those were all the items in the bundle. So thank you for joining us, folks. Let's all get our breakfast or lunch or dinner and our popcorns and get ready to just live it up, learning more about the Paizo remaster, Kino, and see what's coming up. So have a good one, folks. This is fun. Thanks for talking, and looking forward to it. Bye.